3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast, episode 212. 212. I don't know it in Roman numeral. Let me look it up real quick.
Oh, God.
Roman numeral.
I'm not good with hundreds. I don't know.
Converter. No, I want numbers to
CCXII.
CCXII. Whenever I was younger and I was on sports team, every time they'd do stretches before practice, they'd do like 1 to 10, but they'd always do it in like a different language. But then one of the languages was Roman numeral. But that's not a language, but they'd be like I. It's a horrible language to count in.
It sure is, yeah.
Well, that's why I think the Romans kind of fell. Couldn't like stretch out in the morning and do their morning stretches.
That was the
I mean,
last
there was a
blow.
myriad of like other things, but I think it all comes down to the Roman numerals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got Bruno.
That's me.
Again with this 1080, like it's just so wide. I'm pointing a whole different fucking direction. And we got, well, no, Dit's probably not in here. Probably a two-person shot.
I'm still on 2-person cam, yeah. But hello, Date.
Hello.
In ether, all around. So what's the haps this week? Any important things you want to get in before we get out?
I mean, I have stuff that happened. Do you want to hit me straight up like that, or do you just
I don't
wanna...
know. I didn't know if there was anything pressing, anything that was like.
No, not pressing like that. No.
Okay, I have something to start with because I think it's just like hilariously funny.
Send it. What's up?
So I went to look at a house today.
Yeah.
It's been sitting for a while. I was like, maybe we can lowball an offer and like, whatever.
What's a while? Like a week?
18 days. I think today is like 19, technically. It should tick over. So it's this house. It hasn't not loaded, they just don't know how to take a fucking picture.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's like an okay rancher house.
Yeah.
Looks
like nice floors. New floors, probably.
They just flipped it. They bought it and they flipped it, trying to get that 100%
Holy
profit.
fucking pictures! Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know what boomer.
Got like 280 pictures.
I don't know what boomer decided to do this, but like all your fancy little slider barn doors.
Yeah.
How much was this house?
I don't like them.
I don't like them either.
Looks like 285.
Right now it's listed. So Bruno.
Yeah.
I want you to look at a door. Pick at any door. Look at a door.
Let me find. Is there a picture of a normal, like, that's one? Okay, sure. It's a little weird.
Okay, now look at the ceiling.
Low ceilings.
6.5 foot.
Like
6.5 foot.
I got a foot above my door, and I think I have tall doors.
No. This house was 6.5 feet tall ceilings. Like if you were 6 foot, you only have 5.
Tiny.
I could not put my hand above my head and it not touch the ceiling.
That's like this.
Yes.
That's ugh.
And I'm like the only person. This house is made for 2 types of people: ridiculously short old people, or I guess it would be a very good like.
They are really low, aren't they? Huh.
It's I guess it would be a good handicap accessible house because it's all one floor and it's. If you're not
I
tall,
guess, but still.
Yeah.
It just looks weird. Now that
so if you go to the kitchen,
it.
you'll realize there's no upper cabinets because the ceiling's so fucking low. They would just be sitting on the countertop.
That makes the kitchen just seem awful.
It's
also modern. That like is a modern design choice that people
just
like.
If I could fucking see it.
I mean, you have under cabinets, but like it is like a more modern thing. Like I won't say
like
it's.
Under cabinets are for pots, pans, whereas your upper ones are for like all your dishes and cups.
Again, The
Is
modern,
that
like
just me being boomer?
yeah, like the modern like fancy shelves that are unpractical are kind of popular right now.
They're very low ceilings.
They're very low ceiling. It's just I, our real estate agent was the first one there. He like unlocked the door, was inside of it. We basically walked in. He's like, "I'm not letting you buy this house." Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
buying
that
this
would get
house.
annoying. Like, you wouldn't be able to put a ceiling fan in. It would be a decapitator.
Yeah, no, you can't. No, not. I mean, the lot was pretty nice, but yeah,
I mean,
it was just
everything looks good except for that. Like,
yeah.
nice little deck on the back. You can get a grill and a
Um,
table on
it
there.
wasn't done right. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, fucking
The
hell.
AC looks slanted.
He steved the deck with the boards, so he like
Oh,
put out
fuck.
like it was untreated lumber that they like bolted
What?
down, and then because it shrunk. Treated lumber doesn't shrink, right? The whole point of it being treated.
It also stands up to the weather better, too.
Yeah, so like instead of there being like a pencil width gap, it was like a nickel. Like it could flatly put like a
Hmm.
nickel through boards.
Sounds like somebody just put a deck together that didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
No, they did the cheap way. Like you can see the pay. They didn't like put the things in the ground. They just put them into those like concrete.
Yeah.
Aren't you normally supposed to put a sealant on them as well? That looks like it's just bare wood.
You
I
don't.
mean, you don't
If
have
you
to,
care
but
about a deck and you don't want to like replace it after like an unreasonable amount of like a stupid amount of years, a person should like figure out what color they want the deck and seal it. Most of the times, builders will like just install a deck and it's up to you to seal it. Unless I'm wrong about that, but that's how I've seen every deck made.
like, I have a deck, but it's covered, so I don't think it's sealed. And like a power wash every now and then makes it look
Yeah,
like new again.
I've only
But
had non-covered decks like just like
yeah,
that where um. Can you see the mudroom? Oh, you can't. Um,
is that
that
is
yeah.
that this? Yeah,
Yeah, so you see that door? Not really there. Um,
yeah.
the washer and dryer hookups are to the right of that, but if you got a modern size washer and dryer, you couldn't open that door.
The ones that are gigantic.
I by by today's standards, they're average, by like historic standards, yes,
Oh
giant.
yeah, they're huge.
Um, so yeah, you put your washer and dryer there, but you can't open that door ever again. So that was a house.
Sure seems like it.
Can't wait for. They're either gonna lose. I don't know. I don't know. They bought it for 150 and they're flipping. They tried to flip it for like 100% profit or 100% return. Now whatever's profit on that based on like renovation, I don't know. But or 125.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, it looks like they did some work, but you can't fix low ceilings. It just doesn't work.
I almost want to think they did it, but I'm not sure. I don't
No,
know.
because the roof line. No, they were low
No,
from the start.
no, cuz it's like that's where the AC is. Like they at some point there wasn't AC in that building or in that house, and then they put AC in that, and just instead of doing certain areas with like low ductwork, they just lowered all the ceilings.
Yeah, but even so, it still had low ceilings because your roof
Yeah.
line's gonna be at your ceiling. So it's just they were low from the start, and they might have made them lower. Maybe
Crazy.
that's not great.
Crazy.
Huh?
Yeah. That was the shitty house of the week.
Seems kind of shitty.
Have
Yeah.
prices been getting any better?
There's been price cuts. Things are not selling as quickly. Obviously that
Are oh, sorry.
no, obviously they got a house sat for like if I would say like 8 months ago people were desperate enough that they'd buy that house. They'd regret it, but they'd buy it.
My neighbors just sold their house. Apparently, elder community centers like this. It's not a community center, but like the 55 and older communities, there's a huge demand for the homes. Person listed their house for, I want to say 340, and it sold 11 hours after they posted for 410.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the first person
offers
that
are
walked
high.
in was just like, "Here's 410, I'll take it," because they want to move into the community. They don't care about the house, but there's no houses being built anywhere, so they're just rushing into these communities and taking whatever spot they can get.
Those communities are gonna crash and burn.
Um, I don't know. This one seems fine. Like,
Yeah, we're having like a yeah, but
I
like
think the age problem, like,
we're gonna have a lot more older people die than younger people coming up to replace
well,
them.
there's been a lot of 55, 57-year old people moving in here. It's not old people moving to this community, at least.
Yeah, but like the old people that are already there are gonna start dying, and there aren't gonna be new troves of people that want to move in.
No, that's what I'm
Well,
saying. Like, there is a lot of people that want to
right
move in.
now, sure.
right now,
What
but
about in
like
10 years?
10 years
I don't know.
when like the old people like as
They
much
just
as they
removed
are
the
trying to
age
defy this
restriction.
fucking logic, these old people are gonna die. Like it's gonna happen. I get they're living forever. I get my grandparents are like 90. I get it. It's not standard, but like they sure as hell ain't like living much more longer. Like they
Yeah, I feel like with the advancements of healthcare, people are living longer, which is great,
yeah.
good. But it's got some weird effects on population.
Not just that, but the economy isn't really set up to handle people living forever.
No, you're supposed to die at like 70. You're
Like,
supposed to
Social
retire.
Security isn't meant to pay you until you're 100.
No, you're supposed to die at like 7. You're supposed to retire, get a few years of life retired, and then just die. That was like the whole idea. That was that was a group of guys sitting in a board like in a conference room being like, "You guys think this will work?" And I'll be like, "Eh, they'll probably die by like 70 anyways." And they're like, "Yeah, you're
There's
right."
a reason not many places offer pensions anymore.
Yeah, my grandma has one and she gets like 48, 50 a year, something like that for her pension. She's been retired for the last, like, I want to say she retired when she was 45 or something. Because if she stayed longer, they were going to take away her pension. So she just retired early. And that
Yeah, which
school
is
board is now paying her like 40 years past her teaching just because
yeah. Where are you finding that anymore? There's a couple places, but
they're
not
normally
many.
places that pay very well to begin with, though.
Yeah. But yeah, the market's changing. Not many can afford the new house prices. Not many people are making jumps because the world's not in a great place right now. Fucking $5 on gas. There was $4.99, so I'm guessing tomorrow will be like $5 a gallon.
Yep, pretty much.
That's
So
insane.
things aren't things aren't gonna get better. So houses. I know like the popular belief is the houses just always go up. Sometimes they can go fucking down.
It's happened. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
It's not just happened. It's happened like multiple times. It's like crazy how
Yeah,
people like
it
crazy
has.
like the goldfish minds of people like, oh fuck, we're smarter than them. No, we're not. New dumb. Okay, receipts. Oh, here's
Mm,
oh that
I got a receipt too.
Bruno, I think we looked at this house before, but like this one shot back to on the market for like the third time. Um,
We have indeed looked at this one. Yes, I remember the boat and this yard.
yeah, it's like failed sell 3 times now. I don't think I think it's just not appraising, to be honest with you.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. I
'Cause
mean, it's
second buyer's financing fell through, loan was denied. Yeah,
it's a nice
whatever.
enough home, but it's nothing. It's not that fancy. I get it that it's in a Hershey, but you
It's like
know,
barely like it's yeah.
Are you saying like people's loans aren't getting approved for this house because it's just not meeting the loan to value ratio or something? Or
yes,
I don't think the banks are choosing to finance this house for XYZ reason.
people aren't putting enough down to make it so that the loan isn't upside down right away.
so the loans are like breaking 120% or something, pretty much, of what the bank says the home's value is. I don't know if it's 120. I know like auto
Well,
does
like
120 or something.
250, say 250, right? If you put what's normal, 10%, right?
Conventional, you want at least 10 probably.
So
Say you
25
put
down.
10% down, it's now a $225,000 loan, and it's probably appraising for like 200, 190, you know?
Yeah, so that extra 20,000 pushes it past like 110%
I mean, the
appraisal.
tax assessment's 100 grand.
90. Jesus.
So I'm sure they put work in and it hasn't been reassessed, but I don't think they put $125,000 worth of work in.
No, it's probably appraising at like
Probably like 150.
no, because it already sold for 150 back in 2018. I guess it's probably appraising at like 200. It's a chunk. It's like a real true like oh 0.36 acres. Never mind. I thought it was 5.5. Um, yeah, no, it's probably approving at like 190 to 200 and 250. People are like, oh, that appraisal gaps are even like
That
kind of
means you got to
crazy.
put like 70,000 down on this though for a loan to accept probably. If I had to
Yeah, and
guess.
I don't think it. I don't think it's attractive for an all cash offer.
No.
So. So fucking ugly at the kitchen. The kitchen was so fucking ugly.
Yeah, it was not good.
But yeah, I mean, it's a changing. As soon as panic starts setting, as soon as our like reverse panic sets in, that's when it gets scary for like
Notice
sellers.
the car market has really slowed down as well. Like it's still stupid, but it's people aren't insta buying cars on the lots anymore. Seeing a lot of stuff sitting available. The market's healing as it dies.
Well, eventually you start catching up, and like again, things aren't as good anymore. So it's like, oh, do you need a new car? Like, probably not. Crazy that stimulus works, and when you stimulate things, people just start buying random shit.
And then when
I
they stop
mean,
buying the random shit, the economy falls apart.
I think it was, in my opinion, it was chip shortage that did the biggest thing, I think.
Oh yeah, because it was
Because,
everything.
Well,
I mean,
no, I meant like
like,
the whole. People are getting some free money. People weren't spending as much money because of
sure.
people weren't doing normal life things. They were like saving a bunch of money.
I bet that
Um,
the cheap used car market got fucked by stimulus money.
yes.
Of
Um,
people like upgrading their barely hanging on cars to something that was
yeah. Chip shortage.
okay.
Chip shortage reduced the supply of new cars, which increased demand, which fueled demand. It was all.
Yeah.
It was an amalgamation of multiple things.
Like,
Yeah.
does PA have a personal property tax?
That's all I'm aware of.
Like, what do you mean?
So I got a letter in the mail today from the county I live in Virginia. It was stating that they have on record I owned a Volkswagen Jetta at the start of 2022. And they're letting me know that come my next tax return, I will owe tax on that car.
I don't think we have anything like that.
And I
But
will
I've also
owe
never
like,
moved through states. So,
I've only
but
ever lived
apparently
here.
it's not just because I moved in. It's if you own a car in Virginia, you pay tax on it annually.
Didn't know that.
And the tax rate was like, for every $100 the car is assessed, you owe $360. They're like, since the value of cars have gone up, we've lowered this rate down to $320. And I'm like, excuse me, I have to pay 3% value tax on my car? Like, I didn't buy this car in Virginia. It just exists. But what I also found funny was they assessed my car at $10,000, and I was able to trade it in for $12,000. So
I mean,
there
my
were
truck
those.
never in a million years would have assessed for 15. It's just, it wouldn't happen.
I want to know where they get this assessment money from, because no one in the state of Virginia, like
It's
official,
probably like a
has
Kelly
looked
Blue
at it.
Book thing. They have a chart with mileage and year and shit.
You notice all these like companies are starting to like, you know how it's like Carvana fucking is like hemorrhaging, like laid off so many people in their workforce because they just are wasting money.
Carvana is such an awful thing to buy a car from. I have a friend who bought a car from them. They had to take their loan through Carvana. I mean, they don't have good interest or a good credit score. Guess what their interest rate is?
Well, like 10.
Oh, they wish. What's your average interest rate on a credit card?
In the
17.
20s?
Yep, they're 26% on a car.
What the fuck?
Is Carvana's loan rates.
I wouldn't do that ever.
I asked them, why didn't you just go to a. The thing is, they would have had to go to like one of those no credit check required car dealers, and they would have gotten the same rate there. I have a friend I play WoW with. Um, he has an awful credit score as well. He is paying 32% interest rate, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Bro, like
That's
it's normal for people to get like 3%.
not right now. The lowest interest rate you can get right now, I think, is 2.7. It's gone up because of the federal changes and stuff.
Hi.
You
199.
no, before the jump, Bruno. Like, because
Oh,
remember,
okay.
like
Well,
when I was looking, remember I said I was approved for like low 2%. USAA minimum is a 2.69, and they normally go as like the lowest the federal limit. So you got your
I'm
car
looking now.
right before it bumped up. Everything I looked at least is saying like 2.69 is the lowest they can do.
It looks like it did bump. I could still get a 199 in a short loan.
Yeah, what's your loan length?
72.
But
That's what I was looking at
6
as well.
years. It's basically the worst bracket, and I'm still at 199. So yeah, it did bump, but damn, I must have just did everything at the
got
right
in
time. Holy
right
shit.
before Bruno, because I was so pissed. Like, even if I stuck with the Civic, haven't canceled yet because I want to see how long this goes on for. It still hasn't come in. And the MSRP's gone up. The base interest rates have gone up. It's like, what the hell? I tried getting a car at a good time, and I got screwed.
Yeah, like the dealer offered me 299 even when I got my truck.
299
Huh.
for like the first like 20 minutes, and then it goes up to like
No,
89.
it was 299 the whole way through on a 5-year.
Yeah, they want you to get those. I think that's how the normal banks do it, not like credit unions.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
mean,
like, I've seen some places that's like, here's a low interest rate over 2 years, and I'm like, those are some high payments for two
I mean,
years.
they, from what I usually see, it's 3 years and it's a low rate, and that's what they advertise so that, low number, make you look at it and think about it.
Ooh, that's a small percent.
Yeah. Speaking of vehicles, I took some scrap to the scrapyard. Loaded up the back of my truck with some scrap metal.
Mm-hmm.
300 pounds of scrap steel. What do you think I got for that? We're bringing back the Nick guesstimate crazy things game.
Can the twos and
Okay.
guesstimate?
How thick?
So it's 300 pounds. It was a 20-gallon water pressure tank.
Mm-hmm.
The metal poles from a trampoline, along with the springs, and the bed rails of a flatbed pickup truck bed. They were like little stubby rectangle square tube.
So steel is still have refined steel is still at record high prices. At a pricing. You're saying 300 pounds.
Yep.
Well, I can tell you a coil of like 10,000 pound steel. I think right now is like $45,000. So if I divide that, that's like 4,000 per.
I love
What,
to hear the way your brain works.
that's like 45. That's like 10,000 pounds for that. So that's like 4,500 per 1,000 pounds. And like a third of that. $1,000. That seems, but it's also that's like refined steel. So I'm gonna take a random like 3/4 off of that. You got like $200.
Can I make a guess before you say Bruno?
Sure, go ahead, dude.
70.
Okay. Scrap steel is at 7 cents a pound. I got $21.
Yikes.
7 cents a pound is better than it was. I've taken steel at 3 cents a pound.
I should have guessed
How much
that.
did it cost you in gas to get there and back?
Like $6. I'm looking at it as I took steel to throw it away,
And you got paid to.
and I
dump
got
it.
paid money to get there and back, and a little bit extra.
I'll see that. Should have got that good steel. That there's a steel that I forgot what it's called. It's the steel they made before nukes were set off.
Yeah,
Like
I know. Old steel is different than new steel. I know what you're talking about.
the pure steel or whatever it is. You can't. You have to make. They can only make certain things out of like that old good steel.
Yeah. So found out my truck weighs just like around 5,000 pounds.
Really?
Because with me in it, it was 5160.
Damn.
Low on fuel too. Under a quarter tank.
Does
Does
fuel in it?
that change much when you're towing compared to your old truck?
I mean, it's like double the towing capacity.
But isn't that mostly because it's probably an automatic over a manual?
It's a little bit of that.
I think
I
a
don't want
lot
to
of
say.
tech
I should
you
say
have,
all, but like.
It's also a more capable truck. It's a larger frame, better suspension, you know.
When you go over one of those weight scales, just have your roof and doors off for that day and take off a few 100 pounds.
It's what weight scales?
I thought, like what you said before, when you go down the interstate and stuff, you have to pull over at those truck weigh stations.
No.
Oh.
Like the turnpike, you can get fucked, but I'm pretty far away from weight class.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you said before, like there was times where you had to go onto the scales and stuff.
no, like my dad's truck when he had it, it was an F350 diesel, single rear wheel. It was right on the cusp of being a class 2 vehicle. So
Like
depending on how you rolled through the scales, it like if you were on the brakes, because of the way braking works, it puts more weight on the front. It would have tripped to a class 2 and cost a shit ton more. But if you roll through it right and aren't loaded like with people and fuel, you could get away with class 1. So yeah, 21
just
bucks.
I just posted a picture of it was like it was close to the top of our all today.
Yeah, I saw that. The dumb fucking bridge.
So someone like I think they commented where it was, but they gave me the geograph the
Yeah, there were coordinates somewhere.
I'm like, the fuck, just give me a town.
Is that a
Or,
Google Maps link? Click that.
I mean, yeah, there was a comment with, yeah, right here.
I'm like reading that. I'm like, thanks. Let me.
I mean, if you just
Fucking,
Google it, it shows up.
Oh, it's on
oh,
I-81.
oh, fuck, it's 81. Damn it. I was right by the border,
Which north or south?
New York border. I just saw a
Oh.
sign.
I've only been on that part like 2 or 3 times, I think.
I mean, it's like smack dab
Oh,
right
it's
above
in the
Bethlehem,
middle. Can you
Stroudsburg.
go to a? Oh, it's not actually on 81 though.
The
No,
intersection.
it's holy shit.
That's called a patch job.
But yeah, that thing looks beautiful underneath.
Dear God.
I was gonna say I've been on 81 plenty. I don't remember seeing anything like that.
Nah, it's 209. I think it meets up with. No, not at all. I don't know what that other comment was about.
Ah,
Um.
or maybe
Oh,
that's
that was a different comment talking about the border between 81 and yeah.
Yeah, it's so
There's
much better as soon as you.
there's
get
the
out
New
PA.
York sign. There's the nice road, and here's PA.
Or wait, okay. Yeah.
This is a
No.
completely different topic.
No. I was trying to think of where into New York, like where in the state of New York 81 goes into, but it's closer to New York City if I'm not wrong. You can hit your little map in the bottom.
I think it was Central New York.
Is it? I thought it was.
I've
Okay.
gone.
It's like
I've
it's
gone
up.
on that.
It's
and I can
east-ish.
say that is very much true. That it is just. Night
It's
and
above
day.
Scranton.
Or like Nick, even when we were in school. From
It
New
got
York
worse
to
when-
PA.
No, it was better in PA than New York because that's where the reservation was, and they wouldn't pay for it across the border.
I thought the New York side was better.
What are you talking about? That was the worst side. Between like
Oh.
that was like
I
getting.
guess I have them mixed up then.
You got off whatever the highway was that went across from to Olean, and then like you got onto that rumble fucking strip through the reservation, then you hit PA right around.
Oh yeah, it's going home. That would be
Yeah.
better. That one though, because I would go that way, just randomly coming home from Buffalo.
You hit it every day when you went to the credit union.
No, I'm the one Bruno showed.
Yeah.
I would see. Nick, when I was coming home from the credit union, I was dead tired, and I think half the time I had a 6 p.m. class the same day.
Oh, I had, where it go? Did I click out of it? Me. Well, while I try to find it, debate about this.
Oh boy.
Debate about this.
What am I loading up? I love using a measuring cup for only water. It's like you're still clean, but you get to skip the wash, go right back in the cabinet. Yep. It's great. It's a good time.
I still wash mine.
No, you just put that shit right back in. Empty that bitch out, send it.
Most of the time, I never put my measuring cup back in, even if it's something else. As long as I clean it out right after I finish measuring, I don't see a need to put it in the dishwasher. Like if I'm scooping out flour, sugar, like a soft thing like that, that just a little bit of water and it's gone.
There's a rotation of my dishes and like cooking utensils and like plates that every day go right from I come home from work on days that I have to cook. I get some stuff out of the dishwasher, put it on like the stove, I start cooking with it. I cook with it,
Right
I
back
eat.
in.
It puts right into the sink, right into the dishwasher, and it lives there to like it's in a constant rotation of never getting put away. It just like
You run the
Perfect.
dishwasher basically every day?
yeah.
Nick, that house without a cabinet would be perfect then, because your dishwasher is your cabinet.
Oh my. And some days we decide we're not gonna run the dishwasher because there's only like a couple plates in there. But the second day we have so many fucking plates we can never get it all in, and I'm just pissed off that I have like a full thing. I'm like, why don't we just run it? We could have just run it. We would have had like.
I think
Shit.
that's the best thing about living by myself when I was is after I use something, I just run it under the hot sink, clean it, clean whatever I used to cook dinner, and put everything away. Don't even put it in the dishwasher. Just nice and quick. And there's just a pleasant feeling when you get the water in the sink burning hot and your hands feel like they're melting, but you just watch your food just like melt off your plate and stuff.
Look at this middle class, or look at this upper class,
Middle
like
class, Nick.
upper
Okay.
middle class, like.
Look how big that shower is.
My question is,
Is that
it's a vacuum for your clothes to send it to
Yeah.
assumably like the basement where the wash machine is. When
Is
does
it
it turn
always running?
off? Yeah,
I assume it's motion sense, and
there
that's.
is a little black dot up there?
I assume, yeah.
but like every time you walk by it, you just
No, I assumed it was like right. I thought they were hitting it like I assumed they were hitting it in a way
maybe.
that was like triggering it.
So another thing,
But like, what is this Oh, I guess that's a big ass bedroom.
yeah, but something I want to say real quick. My grandparents had a vacuum system in their house like that, where you
You
flip
plug
a
a hose
main,
in.
you flip like a main switch, and then there's little plastic covers on the holes, and you lift it up
Yeah.
and it just goes whoosh, and they would just like have a vacuum tube everywhere instead of an actual vacuum. I think that would be like a similar system to that. Maybe they use a switch.
All I'm
Have you seen the cat?
all I'm saying, yeah. Now do jeans. Get that
Do
Thomas.
something wet.
Yeah.
Put a towel in there or something.
I get it. It'll work for like it'll work
T-shirts,
for
underwear.
shirts, underwear, socks, but like any reasonable pants are too bulky. So it's like
Imagine you leave your keys in your pants and you throw it in there.
Huh.
I don't know. I just thought it was like
Yeah, I don't need that.
That's some bougie stuff I don't need to deal with.
again, I don't even think you can do all your clothes with it.
Imagine if it breaks too and it's just stuck on. So you're
Well-
trying to sleep and you just hear woo.
No, it'll break and you have all this random tubing around your house that it's worthless.
Oh, the motor overheats and you just smell burning.
I assume it would be loud. There wasn't sound, but I assume they're loud.
Can't be quiet. Well, you'll only really hear air noise because the vacuum part of it is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Assume.
You hope.
So it might not be that loud.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like one of those things. Never want. Maybe I'll put like a. Maybe I
I've seen
really
like trap doors down to the basement before. Like my sister's first house had in their bathroom had like a closet that had a little panel that you could take off, and it was right above where they had the laundry machine.
I
You
mean,
could
but that's nice. It's just
dump
like a
it down.
chute. You
Yeah,
just, like,
no,
shove
it was
down.
a hole in the floor that you could drop down your clothes.
Nice.
And that's fine because there's something that can break. It's just
And it doesn't
Oh,
cost anything because it's literally just a panel and a hole cut in the floor.
That was like the other thing. Like, so I've never had. The whole big thing is like laundry on your like laundry next to your bedroom, so you don't have to take clothes that far to like wash them. But I've always had my life where like the laundry was in the basement, but it was in a room where you could like wash stuff and like hang it if you wanted.
Yeah,
If you didn't want to
sure.
put it in the dryer, you could like hang it, and you had like racks and like stuff you could like hang all your laundry, and you had space. All these ones that are like on the living, they just throw it in a closet, and you have nowhere to like actually like hang or fold your
Yeah.
clothing, or you don't have like a sink to like rub out if you need to like do stain remover or anything like that. Like,
Yep.
I'm like looking at these people like, I get it, you walk 2 feet to like put in and out your laundry, but like, where are you doing all the other shit that's required
Yeah.
with laundry?
well, some of the washers have like a built-in hand wash thing.
That's where we
The-
come back to the bougie ass wash machine.
No, they're not that expensive. Okay, my
not gonna
grandparents
buy
got
a
a new
nice-
washer, and it has it, and it's like in every Samsung model, I think, has it now.
Oh, just
like
like
an-
the
It's called
Samsung
Active
is
Wash.
high end as far as appliances go.
yeah, like what? Do you,
They was much more expensive than what they got.
just for them to break in like the same amount of time as the cheap one, like they're not gonna last. So I'm not gonna get like the most. I'm not gonna get
Well,
the Samsung
it
one.
was the like, it had a certain feature they wanted and a loading capacity. So like,
I'm not gonna get a
of
washing machine
those
that
two
sings to
things.
me. This
It was a front. Oh no, it's a top load. They have a top load washer. And then Samsung.
Let's go like this. And
No,
see
what
how
it was. Oh, those are
Oh.
combos. It wasn't. I can tell you, it was not 1300.
yeah, it like it was
Can you
like a
click just Samsung? And I can tell you probably which one they got.
not fuck cheap.
Might have
scrolling,
been that
scrolling,
5.
scrolling, scrolling.
Can I see that 5.2 up one row to the left?
Boop, boop,
That
boop.
looks pretty similar. No,
Don't
theirs
got
doesn't
the
have
thing you're talking
Wi-Fi.
about.
Theirs doesn't have Wi-Fi though, so this is a.
This doesn't have the thing you're.
Yes, it does. That blue nozzle.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the tray thing. That's the
No,
water inlet, is it not?
No, you can push that blue button on the right, and it has a manual water feed that you can wash your stuff before you put it in. This is a higher model. Theirs doesn't have Wi-Fi in it. I think that's in like all the Sams. That's what I was talking about. Just like a little thing like that.
I thought you were talking about like if I
I-
go up here, there's
The ones with the wash bin that like sits in it or something.
Oh, okay, website. Thank you.
Don't you love these websites?
I don't want. I want some like.
No, that's not. There was like a
I know what you're
plastic
talking
tray that goes in that you can do shit.
That might
don't
be in
want-
like the LG
I
ones.
just
or
want a
something.
sink. I just want like a big old like slop sink.
Yeah,
They
I
have
have
one of those
It's
as
great.
well.
I just want a big old slop sink. You know, you can put stuff. You can drape it over the edge. You can,
Yup, it's great. Fill
if
it
the
up,
washer's
soak
if
shit.
the washer's
Dirty
running, I don't.
shoes, you can throw them in there instead of somewhere else.
If the washing machine is washing, I don't have to wait for it to finish to use the little like squirt gun feature. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was talking. Oh, the dude. I had fire inspections this week, so I was just walking around with this dude, like talking to him. He I was like mentioned the house thing. He's like, oh, I just bought a house not like a year ago. He's like, I got the whole thing before we moved in. He's like, I got the whole thing wired up with like Cat 6 cables. He's like, every room has like drops on like multiple walls. Like
Nice.
interesting. He's like, yeah, he's like everything needs it. He's like TVs plug in. He's like, I don't want to deal with
They do.
Wi-Fi. It was interesting. It's like I've seen Reddit posts, but I've never like actually had someone tell me they've wired up their whole house with Cat 6. Or
Yeah,
cat
I mean,
anything.
it'll be nice. It would be a very nice thing to have. I have wires running, but they go to switches and shit, and it's just a bit of a
Yes.
mess.
How long until Cat 6 is the old technology though?
I mean, they have the other ones. They get so thick.
I mean, like, realistically, what devices in your home need better than a gigabit? For a
Actually-
while. You know?
Honestly, my PC doesn't even really need it. I just like the bandwidth it has.
Fuck, I had to. We had the intern, and I was like trying to explain. She was like making like patch cables. Like, oh, what's a crossover cable? I'm like, well, you
Oh.
see, it's completely irrelevant anymore. Except it could be relevant in like some like
old ass.
No, even like newer. You
Machines.
could have some like new random fringe thing on like.
I think if you're daisy chaining computers, you want to do crossover cable.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but like in the machine, in the $1 million machines at my job
Oh,
that
there's
like
some stupid shit that they do.
that are like PLC code and a lot of old analog shit. That's where you can in 2022 us buy $1 million machine that might need a crossover cable because of like the
Yeah.
two old like
Instead
analog
of
components.
a console cable, now you need a
Yeah.
crossover cable. That's probably new technology to them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're still like fucking console, we're still like serial connecting a lot of this shit. Have you ever heard of like an RJ board? What is it? It's a 6-pin RJ. It's like
The
an
phone
RJ.
ports.
No, no, no.
No, it's
Phone is
4.
4. It's RJ 18 or something like that. It's like a standard of RJ. I can't remember what it is. J connector
RJ12.
is if you googled it and that's what it is, maybe yeah.
RJ11 and RJ12 come up. Oh no, 4-pin is RJ11. Search RJ12. Yeah.
RJ12 6-pin.
RJ12. Yeah, that looks dumb.
Yeah. You need
So what? Do
to
you just take a normal Ethernet wire and don't use a pair?
I mean, I'm sure they sell 6
I don't
wire
know, but
cable.
we have
Is it
like
cost effective to buy a whole roll of 6?
Probably don't. I don't know.
Because
I'll,
3
I'll
pairs seems more expensive than just 4 pairs.
maybe in the future I'll take a picture, but we had to have it was before me, but we have this cable that's like and he had to like splice together a a serial connector to the 6-pin Ethernet, and he had to like figure out the wire. He had to figure out the pinout of the serial connector to the whatever the pinout of these 6 pins are,
Yep, that sounds so dumb to
and
make.
then we have to do the serial to USB. But that's because our one machine has this RJ12 port that you have to plug into to access the machine. I mean, this machine's maybe like 10 years old, but like still, it's just
Yeah.
maybe it's actually this one's older, but still, it's the idea like that these stupid fucking machines still use these stupid like. Have you heard of an RJ12 before now, Dit?
No.
Yeah, well, this fucking thing uses it, so like I have to be on my toes and be like, you got an RJ12 for cord?
Speaking of being on your toes, something I'm really glad I don't have to deal with. Internet Explorer is officially being done.
It was done like I feel like it's been done the past like 3
No,
years.
but like I think it's actually turning off now.
I'll believe it when I can't. I'll believe it when someone can't open it.
I'll see if I can find an article.
Government will say, I need this. Turn it back on.
Yeah, like I'll believe
June
it when it's like
15th will no longer be what Microsoft.
I'll believe it when I hit and I type in Internet Explorer in my search bar and it doesn't come up.
It will no longer work on Windows 10. So just don't update any computers and you can still use IE after the 15th.
I'll believe it when it's gone. Because like Bruno said, there's gonna be some group of people that tell Windows, no, you're not allowed to do this.
That's what
And then
happened
they'll
with
be like,
Windows 7.
what like, the banks will say, oh well, people can't access their bank. What are you gonna do now,
Well, it's
Microsoft?
certain versions with an asterisk. I don't know what these certain versions are.
So they're probably going to take out all the old ones. The really old ones.
No, because the old ones wouldn't be able to be turned off because they wouldn't have gotten the update to turn it off.
I don't know.
There's
Sounds like
an
a problem.
IE mode inside of Edge that they're saying should work
Yeah, should
okay.
doesn't. It doesn't.
I
The one
use an RDS site for work that relies on IE, and everyone's just like, we don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm just like, I need this for one of my developing. Well, not just me, but all the developers are like, we need this for one of our environments
there's
because
this
we are VPN'd out of the network.
there's this like check scanning. There's this check scanner we have at work. If you like go to the website and use this check scanner using Internet Explorer, it just scans checks and like uploads them to the bank's website, like automatic. Like it's a machine they send you. It's like a fancy machine. If you want to use it in like Google Chrome, you need 4 different drivers running to get this thing to actually just
Holy
work in
shit.
Chrome.
You wanna know what's worse, Nick? The bank her works for is the same way, but they don't give you a way to work outside of IE.
No, they don't. That's what I mean. IE can't die. We still have too many systems that make you people use IE.
Because companies are just like, oh, time's up. I
No,
don't want to.
that's why
I
I'm
don't
saying
want to.
like I feel like they've said, "Oh, Internet Explorer is dead" multiple times, and then groups are just like, "Well, it's not," and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." My bad, Papa Bank.
The
How
banks that have all these programmers that I don't even know what they program.
they don't? They keep the systems alive. They keep their Cobalt-based systems alive.
That's going to be the end of the banks is technology, not the economy.
Banks.
Like it's going to come out that there's just some major vulnerability and anyone who's still using these old ancient systems is just compromised.
I
And
feel
they're all going to be like, what do we do? All of the people who know how to use this system don't know how to use anything else, and half our employees are too old to learn anything else.
things.
Sounds like a problem.
Like I feel that's going to happen one day, and the world's just going to be like, please don't spend any money for the next 3 weeks.
I don't. I don't know how true this was, but I saw it today. Um, Formula One getting a COD level.
What?
So they're just going to make it in Vegas then.
I guess it's not Formula One, but like Grand
Oh,
Prix.
based in Asia?
I mean, you know.
It's gonna be a street circuit esque. I think that you'll like kind of get vibes from. Could be like an F1. It seems like a
Oh
cool
my
map design.
god. Taking inspiration from the last Saudi GP I see.
Send nuke. Oh no, my AC 130.
That's funny.
Speaking of COD, what Modern Warfare 2 is coming out again,
For $70.
and it's still gonna sell like crazy. I bet.
Yeah, it's because it's not
Sure,
on Steam.
it was one of the most loved COD games there was.
I don't know how it's gonna work on Steam when it's a BattleNet game.
Or
It's gonna launch through Steam, and that's it.
the BattleNet stunned it.
No, just had 2 games added in the past month:
Yeah,
a
but they're not
mobile
adding.
game and Modern Warfare 2.
Did we not just say going through Steam?
You're
Well, when
probably
you
gonna
open
need. It's probably gonna have third-party DRM. It's gonna be like Rainbow
Ubisoft?
Six.
all the Origin
that
games, yeah,
you launch it through Steam and then
logs into
forget it was
BattleNet.
ever on Steam. You buy it and launch it through Steam. That's it.
But now Ubisoft is like, or no, it was EA. They're all ditching their own launchers. So what's gonna happen? They're all just gonna go crawling back to Steam because they all realize, oh, we're shitty at making launchers.
Well, the BattleNet launcher's nice.
Microsoft with their
It's
no, it's not.
okay. It's passable.
What, the
Big,
BattleNet or?
Yeah.
big old Papa Microsoft's
Well,
gonna be like, well, this is done now.
for
Goodbye.
me, I've always played WoW, and I don't like that my WoW launcher has been corrupted by these other games. But I play a lot of Blizzard games, so like Diablo's here. When I was playing Overwatch, it was here.
Yeah, how's
And
Overwatch 2?
uh, eh,
How's Overwatch 2? It was, they've revolutionized Overwatch, right?
Overwatch 2 isn't out yet.
Saw people playing it on Twitch. Was
That was
that
a
not?
beta.
Do you play the beta?
No,
Why not?
because I was playing WoW.
'Cause Overwatch is like completely dead and has nothing to live for.
I don't know. I think one reason Blizzard stays on their own launcher is so they can keep all of their numbers private.
Yeah, but now that Papa Microsoft is like
Oh, please let WoW go into the Game Pass so I can get Game Pass with my WoW subscription. That would be amazing. I don't think it will. I think COD's gonna be pulled into Game Pass, but no. WoW.
It was Blizzard. Was it Blizzard that was acquired by Microsoft, or they just buy out Activision?
Blizzard Activision or Activision Blizzard, whatever. It's all one company.
Okay. I assumed it was all.
Like Activision bought Blizzard forever ago, but Blizzard was able to keep their name.
Don't forget about King. Got to get that Candy Crush.
Candy Crush is probably the cash cow of all of those franchises there, Bruno.
Yes.
I was being somewhat sincere there.
Like, I'll pull up a financial report.
Yes.
Candy Crush makes a killing.
Papa Microsoft's gonna be like, just put it on Steam. Remember when they were like, Brenner, remember when they were like, oh, Sea of Thieves, no Steam.
It took a long time to get on Steam.
But did they do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a thing for 2022 financial results. It just shows the highlights of like the entire thing that went through. So that picture there shows the monthly active users in millions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a shit ton of people playing Candy Crush.
Yes.
And a shit ton of money being made by Candy Crush.
Yes.
Isn't it crazy that like WoW only exists
With-
nowadays?
With them spending almost nothing. Sorry, no. Them spending literally nothing.
Does it make you feel good that the reason WoW probably is still like a thing that's relevant is because they have a cash cow of Candy Crush funding everything they want to do with the game?
WoW funds itself. I'm still charged a monthly fee, Nick.
I know, but like,
And WoW makes so much money every time a new expansion comes out. WoW monthly numbers are so sporadic because you have to look at where it is in the game life cycle. Right now, it's probably at all-time low for the past 2 years.
what's making them more money? A WoW expansion or dropping 20 more levels of Candy Crush?
I find that to be ridiculous though. Like I randomly see screenshots from Candy Crush and it's like people on level like 3,852.
I think you need to pump that number up a lot.
Three devs.
I think it's
create
like 10,000.
Yeah, is it just like a small office
like-
of like 3 to 4 people and it's like, hey,
Sorry, 12,000. Almost.
12,000 levels.
yeah, it's
11,915.
But
probably
there's
like-
90 more levels on the Windows 10 version, Bruno.
Okay.
there's like a couple devs that make levels, and like every once in a while they're like, I'll make 20 more levels. They're like, okay, this pattern looks fun. Oh, challenge. Ooh,
I bet you there's probably some that are the exact same, just put in a few dozen thousand levels apart from each other so people don't notice.
probably. Unlock your next 20 levels by paying like $5.99. Middle-aged
Have
mom,
10 friends like your post on Facebook.
middle-aged white moms and old grandmas like, ooh, here's my $5.99.
It's so cheap. It's only $5. It's
Oh, yeah,
like
it
a
was my
cup
mom.
of coffee.
Probably giving them thousands of dollars.
I mean, have you seen how much people are spending on Diablo Immortal?
It's trash.
It's
I
the
like
number one downloaded app on the Google Play Store.
I watched
It-
Shroud play it. It's a horrible. Like, why'd they even bother to bring it to PC? It's
It
trash mole game.
because
You're
people wanted it on PC and Blizzard's like, "Are you sure?" And people were like, "Yes, we want Diablo on PC."
trash.
They didn't announce it was on PC, Nick, till like a month ago or so. Like there was no idea it was gonna be on PC. Then they just dropped it on us.
Launch your emulator and play it there. 'Cause it's absolute trash.
It runs well on PC, I think. I've
It
heard.
should.
But the one news article I saw was like some Australian streamer spent $2,000 or something, and didn't get a single thing that he was trying to get. It was like a 5-star gem, and he didn't get a single one after spending $2,000.
I'm sure.
They're taking inspiration from Japan.
Well, that's the developer isn't Blizzard. They outsourced it to an Asian mobile game company.
I'm shook.
There you go.
And they pretty much said, here's all the licensing rights, but we get to put the game under our name.
I repeat, I'm shook. Mobile games. That's why they're so big. They make so much money because people are just like, oh, 10 cents here? That's like nothing.
I think it started with those Facebook games. People got addicted to those and were like, I can play this on my phone. Because isn't that where Candy Crush started? Was on like Facebook? Or was it a phone game first?
I think it was Facebook.
Because I know
Really?
Facebook had like what Farmville or whatever in it, and some other stuff like that. Some like
Farmville even have like
fish
a pay
keeping
to win
game.
aspect?
I'm pretty sure it did, yeah.
I didn't play it.
I don't really remember.
Well, it's no longer on Facebook apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows if it started there or not.
But still, I think it's one of those things like people's. At least I think it got popular because of Facebook. People playing just simple HTML5 Flash games, and then being like, "Oh, I can take this with me anywhere." Because I think the mobile piece or the mobile gaming market is larger than PC and console combined. I'm pretty sure.
Y'all have phones, don't you?
I guess the whales do. That's for sure.
Yeah. You
So,
split.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you play a mobile game, you like figure out people are dropping hundreds of thousands of dollars on them. You're like, where? How? Why?
It's crazy.
Look at League. Like, how much have people spent on League just in skins?
I feel like that's a different experience, though. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I feel like League skins are something you appreciate when you first start a match. And then, like, when Eric gets all sweaty in a game, do you think he's really looking at how the characters look?
When I think of skins, I think of Burry. Burry is like the biggest, like,
He loves
he's like,
skins. He does.
what? No, he's like the biggest target. His person, I don't want to say personality, like his skins are directed to people like Burry, who like,
I
if
look drip.
I don't think he just likes to look. He likes to find. He gets a game. He notices that there are a couple cool like combinations that he wants to do. Like I'm trying to think of, uh, I don't know, like oh, you're the newest golf game. Like oh, look at this funny face. Oh, look at that. I don't think he paid for those. He like unlocked them. But like if it was like if it was like $3 or $4 to get that, he'd be like,
He's an example because he bought, like, some skin that had flashy animations on it.
yes. He's like the
He's not obsessive though, but he
no, he's
does
not
enjoy
obsessive.
it.
He's just like the target that games want. They want
Yeah.
him that will drop an extra $5 to $10 on a game just to look cool.
And it's a market. It's
Yeah.
not bashing anyone, just
No, it's if you like
especially if it's a free game and you feel like dropping $5-10, that's fine. Support the devs.
Or like me in Rocket League. I've bought keys for Rocket League crates. I also played Rocket League for 1,000 hours. You know, a little money here and there to the devs. I didn't feel bad about because I played the game so much. I don't know. I'm not super against skins. I hate when they're random skins though.
yeah.
Oh,
That annoys
God.
me sometimes.
Like
But then, like,
CS.
Rocket League went from, yeah, pay $1 to open a crate to here's this cool skin that you could make for $22. That's when it kind of got shitty after
So when
Epic got
Epic
it.
bought it.
Yeah.
See, Blizzard has an issue where they'll put out skins and stuff, and it's met with such mixed responses because it's not a free game. Or like they'll put out mounts, and it's a lot of backlash because people are like, these mounts are $15-$25. And here, I'll just send you a screenshot of like what I see. So in game, there is a store, and I go to the mount page, and it's like this. Ignore the green check mark.
Yeah, I mean that's expensive.
Some of them you get for free, and it's like the one I have is free because if you pay for a 6-month sub, they give you a little freebie every 6 months. That's why I have my little check mark there. I didn't pay $25 for it. But it's always met with backlash because people are like, "Oh, you made this instead of content," and it's like different departments, but it's also we still pay $15 a month. How many games have a monthly fee attached to them? Like I know Elder Scrolls does, but they also have
Not
a
a
free
lot anymore.
version. I'm trying to think what else has monthly fees.
Eve.
Does EVE Online have a monthly fee?
It has, so you can get into it for free, I think, but to do everything you need a fee. It's a monthly thing.
So like Blizzard, you can play half the game for free. You can get to like level 20 or something for free. But that's nothing. Like I could get to level 20 in probably 2 hours without busting my ass.
Doesn't Star Citizen?
Is that is Star Citizen or is it something else that like you lose real money in starship fights and stuff?
Star Citizen. That's another. Either that or it's a different one.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, there's two sub.
A month.
There's 10 or 20.
Ooh, 20.
I don't know what the
deep.
difference is.
Jump points. I don't know what those are. Flare. Stipends.
So yeah, there's stuff for sure.
But it's rare. Like
but it's also the games that are ever evolving usually, too.
yeah,
So
I mean, I guess
that's what it gets you.
a patch in WoW I feel is a lot bigger than patches in other games. Like a patch in League is balancing. And if a new champ comes out, you have to buy the new champ. Whereas a patch in WoW will be 6 months to a year of content for me. But I'm paying 15 a month. So
Yeah, I mean, it's a way of doing it. That's for sure.
I hate thinking of how much money I've spent on this game. But the character I'm on right now has 308 days played, 82 days, 18 hours at current level.
It's a lot of time. So I have some vehicle projects going on.
Upgrading lights.
That's the next one. The one I just finished was I replaced a door lock actuator in my dad's van. The passenger side.
The wrong one.
I did in fact get the wrong one. It was identical except for the plug, so I had to send it back. I still have to buy the plug is the problem. And I have the right end.
No, it's hardwired into the.
Okay. You understand where that thing fucking goes, Nick? It goes into the depths of the door.
Yeah, I won't fucking touch it.
I had to. Oh yeah, thank you. Can you please go? God damn it! Hold on.
Request better.
Bad.
I had to take apart the whole door panel and take it off. Yank out this stupid little connector and then put a new one in. It was this little chunk. this little plastic chunk that I had to replace because it was broken. Looks like this.
Oh, thank
That's all it
you.
is. But I had to take the whole door panel off. So it's a bunch of screws. You gotta find them all, then lift up on the panel, take off the plastic seal, and then reach your arm inside of this door through a panel, through a hole in the sheet metal, and yank this thing out and put a new one in. And then when you take it out and find out it's the wrong plug. Oh, piece of shit. It only
Well,
cost me like $18 to do though.
what does it actually do? What is it? What is this? What is
It's
it?
the thing that locks and unlocks the door electronically. So
So like,
so when you hit unlock, the passenger door wouldn't unlock.
that's just weak sauce. Why can't you just like do it yourself?
You can. You can walk up to it with a key or pull the handle on the inside. That's two options. It was annoying. This little fucking $18 part was a pain in my ass. But it probably would have cost like $300 to get it fixed at a dealership.
Probably
So,
because it's a pain in your ass.
I know. And I bought a switch panel for my truck to have switches for reverse light.
Yeah, because it's gonna go in your little like cubby.
Yeah. I got a picture of it sitting there. One second.
Yeah, I don't
So
remember
this is
the.
it.
Yeah.
This is it sitting on my dash where it lives. I looked at the directions for this thing, for how to put it in. It's going to be scary. I got to take the cluster of climate controls off, and then take this big screen out,
Oh, thank you.
and then fold down my windshield so I can drill a 1.5 inch hole in my dash and route the wire to my engine bay.
You're a much braver man than I am.
It'll be fine.
I hope it is for your sake.
It'll be fine. It's just taking apart my truck. Nothing to it. Just
You know,
gotta do it.
is it hard to replace steering wheels? Do you know?
Yes.
It's like
Airbags.
just the wheel.
Yes. Well,
Airbags.
yeah, just the wheel. Well,
Airbags.
so I don't want to pay the $800 installment fee to get a heated steering wheel put in, but I'm pretty sure I can get like a stock one just off eBay for like $350.
Air.
Yeah, the airbags are a thing, and then you have to flash your ECU to get the controls of it back, probably.
Even if it's just a push button.
Do you have the button?
The steering wheel will have the push button.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
can get you a picture.
I'm not sure.
Like,
It
I
would
don't
be-
have the car or anything, and it's still. It was one of those things like, what do I want to mess around with, if anything, first type things.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't call it fun because you do have to get the airbag off. You know, I've heard of vehicles being pissed off when you change airbags. Not that you're changing it, but you're removing it. So,
So, like, here's what it would look like. The
and then
thing at the bottom is.
I think the nut that goes onto a steering wheel is pretty beefy and doesn't like coming off.
So the thing at the
I'm
bottom.
telling you, I don't think you can do it by yourself. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's why it was one of those things like it scares me to do.
I
because
don't.
an airbag accidentally going off does not seem fun.
No. Like, I think you have to disconnect the battery and give it like an hour before you even think about doing it. I'm sure it can be done. And I'm all for
no,
doing
no.
it.
It can be done with
But
proper tooling, and no, I don't think
and
it's
someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that one I would be concerned about that one, honestly.
and I'm sure you'd pay a shit ton of money to do it anywhere. So no, I
Yeah.
don't think a heated steering wheel is gonna happen unless
Yeah,
you
and it's
want
one
to
of those things
shell out.
that's like, if I never move back up north, I don't think I'll ever need one.
I'll let
I
you
do.
know if it's
I
worth it.
do love mine
So
though.
far, I don't think it is, but
You like
Oh,
I
yours,
don't know.
Nick?
oh, it's so worth.
Is it $800 worth?
Probably. I don't know.
Like if
Like
you had to, let's say your car just poofed, you had to get another car. Would you pay $800 more to get a heated steering wheel in the same model?
I mean, I would get the same level of car I have now that already has it. Like I've already bought a car that has it. Like it's not really paying
Well,
eight
your
hundred
car
dollars
wouldn't
more
poof.
because it's not like buying my car and then having to pay $800 for it additionally when I already had it. So I would just buy like I would make the lateral move of same level car. I don't think I'm ever gonna like. I don't know if my next car is gonna be like down a package model. Like I'm not gonna
They
buy one
might
that has.
remove features though.
What?
Like it's
He's just saying get basically the same stuff.
Like I'm whatever whatever like level my package is right now. I'm gonna try to like
Even if it's called something else.
lateral move. Like I'm not gonna get a car. I'm
you
not
have an
gonna buy a new.
Escape, right?
No,
Explorer. Oh no, you have a Jeep. That's right.
I'm not gonna. If I want to get another Jeep Cherokee, I'm not gonna buy one that then doesn't have a heated steering wheel when I just had a model that had a heated steering wheel. Like I don't see how that's ever like a move I would say, yeah, this is the right move to make.
Like
Would you
Honda
get
did
something
that.
fancier?
Um,
Is there a world?
oh yeah, I mean, would definitely look into the ones that would have maybe like the cooling, not just the heated seats, but the cooled seats.
Yeah, that I feel like that would be nice.
Um, I would I would look at those like trail editions.
Okay.
Those tend to just be a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
I think they're fake. It's like fake, like oh, you get your tow hooks and stuff, but like I think you get like nicer trim levels and stuff.
Sure.
I don't think I
It's
need
a
much fancier.
yeah.
Now, would I ever go down a trim level and maybe like a truck? If I got a truck, probably because those are like,
You would look at it as a work truck or something.
or like I would probably get like a mid-tier truck because I don't
Yeah.
have like,
Like a low tier consumer truck, not a work truck.
yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I got his like Lariat Ranger for like 30, which is the highest
I,
end
I think
Ranger.
I think Lariat is a step up for Ford. Like XL is work truck, XLT is base model consumer truck. Lariat's the next step, I
Yeah,
think, if
he
I
has like
remember correctly.
he has like all the bells and whistles.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lariat's right above XLT, and then it goes Ranch, Platinum, Limited, Tremor, Raptor.
which are all basically very high end with different focuses.
Oh, it jumps $11,000 between the Lariat and the Ranch.
Sure, but I'm saying a Lariat's like a nice truck. A King Ranch is like a very nice
Well,
truck.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it jumps up
But like
$11,000, so I would expect a
the
good
difference
upgrade.
between a King Ranch and a Limited, I think, isn't so much. Except a King Ranch has like the fancy leather seats. You know, a Limited is a loaded truck, where a Lariat is like a nice truck.
So maybe in like that sense, where I'm like I am paying more, but you're paying like it's just different.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just checked.
I,
All Cherokees come with a heated steering wheel, even the base model. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
I know it's like one of those things where oh this package comes with a backup cam. It's kind of legal
they all do.
requirement. Don't sell me. You can't sell
Yeah.
me in that like that anymore. Can't like some of the stuff is now just standard. Can't like sell me on
Yeah.
like powered locks and windows. Like I'm not
I mean,
gonna
like,
fucking.
bigger screen options are always nice.
Sure.
But
you
like
know.
don't sell me on like.
No, it's been a legal requirement for years now.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to pay for a sunroof. I don't like sunroofs. I don't open my windows. Sunroofs are horrible when you like. I
I've
don't know.
always liked my sunroof in my old car, and I missed it when I
In the summer, I
replaced
kept
it.
it closed because it'd be like a magnifying glass, fucking like feeling that was just like beating down on me.
Well, see, I would keep
So,
the visor closed, but then when I would open it, I would just open it all the way. I like to drive with my windows down as well.
so I've never had a sunroof before. I don't really now. I just have removable tops.
You don't have a...
It's basically a giant sunroof. Um, if the weather's nice, the tops are off. I have not used my air conditioning yet. I enjoy it. It's very sunny though. Like when you stop at a red light, you realize it because it can get hot.
Another
So
thing
I
like
kind of
to
get
do
that.
I'm just
in
not a
the
Windows person down.
winter, I would do the thing where like pops the back of the sunroof up, so like the front part of it's still closed with the heat on, and get like a nice like somewhat cool breeze coming in sometimes through the top, but not super cold. Like during the winter, it felt nice to have that open and have the heat going.
I don't let my windows down in the summer because I don't want fucking my car full of bugs because that's always what happens. I get a shit ton of bugs just like trapped.
I've always been a windows down kind of person. And I think I can tell you why. Because my first car did not have air conditioning.
Yeah, the life
So
you
then
live.
I just got used to it and
Yep.
I like it. And that's
Yep,
just,
I hate dealing with bugs. I hate like it's summertime, like oh, a random storm, gotta go put up my windows. Never want to deal with. I just don't want to deal with it.
My thing is when I turned on the AC in the two Volkswagens I've had, I've always noticed the engine would lose power, and I always hated that feeling. So I'd always just open the windows and leave the AC off, so the engine didn't feel like it was running half-assed. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that or not. Like if you're going down
not
the road,
really,
you
no.
turn on
No.
the AC, and it takes more power to accelerate than with the AC off.
I haven't noticed it, but
I'm not saying
I
like,
also
it hasn't.
had a truck, which usually has a little more power because it's a truck.
Yeah,
So,
I'm driving small, less than 2-liter engines with a turbo.
yeah.
All right,
I haven't noticed it.
we're done. We've hit the time. We gotta edit. It's 11:59. 49.
49. 10 more minutes.
Nope.
That fucking
Just-
ain't happening.
That's all we have for this week's episode of Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
Bye.
See you later.